Hello everybody, it's Makhro Home and your garden guy, and look around me. Yes, I'm back at the propagation station, and today I'm showing you all my favorite tips and tricks to grow the easiest and the fastest rooting vegetables and herbs right from cuttings. Now, today, Makhro Home and Garden have been friendly enough to share some of their rooting hormones with us. Look at these beautiful guys. So I'm gonna jump in here and make some wonderful tip cuttings or some semi-hardwood and softwood cuttings with this terrific rooting hormone from Makhro Home and Garden. Let's get into it. Top herbs and vegetables to grow from cuttings at home, quick and easy. Click the link above or below for the rest of this cutting series. Yes, believe it or not, you can grow tomatoes from cuttings, and they also want this guy. The number one rooting hormone. Okay, now here you can very clearly see the advantage of putting your plant material straight into the water after removing it from the mother plant. You can imagine if I had left this little piece of tomato plant outside, how quick it would dry out. I mean, it literally takes 10-15 minutes, and this guy is poof, lying all over, docile. Okay, so make very sure that you use different bowls with some water and some sterilant in there to keep your plants nice and healthy before making your cuttings. Okay, let's jump in here. I'm going to show you really quick and easy how simple it is to grow tomatoes from tip cuttings, or also known as softwood cuttings. Okay, now look at that. You can see that I removed off of the plant just like that. Here's a large leaf, and here's two different stems which meet at a node. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and pinch off the foliage, the large foliage. We don't want any of them, right? And we also don't want any of the flowers, as I've mentioned. Okay, so make sure you get rid of all of them. And that leaves us with this. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this guy down here at the bottom. There we go, right through the middle, and that makes sure every guy has a little foot piece, which will make sure it has place to meet with this rooting hormone, and then of course root into the soil. Okay, let me put these aside quickly while I've got another prepared tray here. There we go. So while I show you how I make these cuttings, I'm going to give you some of my favorite tips when it comes to making cuttings. Okay. And one of them is sort of to prepare your soil ahead of time, as I've done here, and then also really important, water your soil. Water this tray in nicely before you plant your cuttings. So we make sure there's no air pockets and little spaces in between our soil here, because that's going to allow your plant to dry out, and we don't want that. Okay, so here we go. I've got my first two cuttings over here. What I'm going to do is just sterilize my little nibby over here, my sticky, and make a little hole, stick the little cutting in there and firm him down. Hey, lovely. Now, an interesting thing about tomatoes specifically is that tomatoes can make roots from the stem. Interesting. So what this means, if I were to plant this plant at this depth, it would still survive, it would still shoot roots and grow at the top, whereas many other plants will rot right here because they planted too deep. Just something interesting about tomatoes. All right, same rules apply. We want uniform cuttings, same height and size. Okay, lovely. Now, some tips when it comes to growing herbs and vegetables from cuttings, or anything really grown from cuttings. You want to make sure you take your cuttings early in the morning or late in the afternoon with low temperatures so that they have the least stress. Okay, so slowly we're going to nip him off there. Have a look here nice and close. Here you can see a node over there. We're going to nip him off over there. That's where our roots are going to grow. We're going to take off the leaves and the flowers. There we go. And look at that. Beautiful tip cutting, softwood tomato cutting straight into the Makhro Home and Garden rooting hormone. The reliable stuff, hey? hole in the middle, stick him in, firm him down, and in no time, we're gonna have delicious tomatoes to share with all our family and friends. Okay, I'm just gonna carry on here and fill this tray up as we go along. Look at that beauty, hey? Oh, I tell you, we're gonna have lovely free plants for all our family and friends. Can't wait, can't wait. Right after planting them, you're gonna water it in, and then he's going onto a windowsill or in the greenhouse. I sometimes even put them in sort of a semi-shady spot outside. Top herbs and vegetables to grow from cuttings at home, quick and easy, and in no time you're gonna have all these beautiful plants to use either in the garden or give to some mates or even sell some of them, you know? Up to you. That's my quick guide on how to grow herbs and vegetables from cuttings with a terrific rooting hormone from Makhro Home and Garden. Thank you for your time and spending a day with me and Makhro in the garden today. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. If you've enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, happy gardening and happy propagation. Click the link above or below for the rest of this cutting series.